Simple cooking, simple cooking channel.
So let's get a mixing bowl and then get 1 cup of almond spread. Looks like that. Then add 1 cup of raw sugar and 1 large egg. Now I know this looks like 2 eggs, it's actually 1 egg that just had 2 little yolks in it. Now all you need to do is mix or beat this until you get a smooth paste. Get a baking tray. You can use baking paper, parchment paper. I'm using this silicone thing because it's awesome. Just roll these into balls. How big you want them is entirely up to you. I usually try to do about around a tablespoon, maybe a bit more. So I'll make a few different sizes. Now preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius or 360 degrees Fahrenheit if you have a fan forced oven. If you don't have a fan forced or convection oven, turn it to 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Just push them down with a fork slightly. You can have them as flat as you want. Now once the oven's heated up, just pop them in there. Take about 10 to 12 minutes. Just check them after about 10. They may need a little bit longer, but 10 to 12 minutes is how long it takes for me to do it in my oven. Alrighty, they're done. Now just leave them to cool for about 10 minutes, transfer them to a wire rack, eat when you want. Well, I hope you like these. Get some pistachios, put them in a sealable bag, get a rolling pin, and beat the living crap out of them. Now pour the crushed pistachios in a bowl. Get some white chocolate, about 100 grams or so, and melt it. So by doing this, put this in the microwave for 30 seconds, give it a stir, put it back in the microwave for another 30 seconds, give it a stir, and repeat that until it's melted, but do not burn it. Now you want to get some dried apricots, and you dip in one side, like that, and then dip it in the pistachios. Yum. And just put it on a plate. Once you've put them all on the plate, put them in the fridge for 10 minutes to set, and then eat. Well, I hope you like these. Get a mixing bowl, put in about 250 grams or so of ripe avocados. That should be 2 large avocados or 3 small to medium. Just mush it up a little bit. Then add about 1/4 cup of full cream coconut milk and about 1/4 cup or so of raw honey. Now just mix these together a little bit, and then once you've done that, you can either put this in a blender or get one of these. Now just get a container that you can seal. Just put all that in there. Just give it a little shake so it's pretty even. Just pop that in your freezer until it's frozen. Alrighty then. Just put it in a bowl. Yummy. Hope you like this. So, get something you can mix this in, mixing bowl or jug, whatever. Put in 2 large eggs. 1/4 cup of almond meal, and get 1 banana, about a small to medium size should do. Mush it up and then mix this all together. Get a frying pan, grease it, put a little bit of oil in or something, heat it up. Now I like to just do this on about low to medium. Pour the mixture in, however big you want the pancakes to be, and just let it do its thing. Once this side starts bubbling, slip it over. Okay, see it's starting to get a few bubbles. Flip it over. Yum. Well, I hope you like these. Now get a mixer, a hand mixer or a stand mixer. Put 250 grams of cream cheese in the bowl and add 1 cup of granulated sugar. Now just mix this together until it's nice and creamy. Now add 1/2 cup of thickened cream. Now just mix this in until it's lovely and consistent. Now get a popsicle holder and spoon. You're going to spoon this in, or you can, well, however you want to put this in there, just do that. Once you've done that, put your little top part in. Just do that with all of them and put this in the freezer until it's set, which should only be about 4 hours, but to be safe you can always leave it overnight or do this in the morning and have this for dessert that night. Well, I hope you like these. Get a frying pan and get 1 can of cream of chicken condensed soup. It's 420 grams. Now we just want to heat this over low to medium heat just until warm. And while this is doing that, get a chicken, preferably a rotary chicken, one that's already cooked is fine. Cut it up into pieces and we'll chuck it in here once this is warmed. Now get the chicken. And just mix this through it. Now you can use chicken like chicken breast or chicken thighs that's not cooked and just do it the same way, but in here cook it in this for about 10 minutes so it sort of boils. But with this we just want to put it in here and let it sit in here for just 2 or 3 minutes. Get a baking dish and chuck all of this in. Now get between 2 and 4 large potatoes, enough that's going to be able to cover this. So we want to put them like this. Now pop this in the oven at about 180 degrees Celsius, which is about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and bake this. We want this to be baked until they're a bit soft, so probably about 30 to 40 minutes and the dish shall be done. Holy yum. Well, I hope you like this. Get a bowl, get sweetened condensed milk, and a can is about 395 grams, just about half of that, so around 200 grams is what we want. Then get some cocoa powder and add 3.5 tablespoons of this in. Now mix this through until it's well combined. Now just set this aside and we'll get on to the next part. Now get a mixing bowl. You can use a hand mixer or a stand mixer. I'm using stand mixer with that attachment. Get thickened cream, whipping cream or heavy cream, put in about 275 mils. Now we want to beat this until stiff peaks form. I just get a couple of tablespoons worth of the cream. Just whisk it through a little bit, just so we can thin the mixture out a little bit. That's the stuff. Now get that mixture and pour it straight into there. Now just fold it through. Now get something that, now get an airtight container and just add that straight in. Pop this in the freezer until it has frozen. This is going to be so good. Nom, 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 nom. Alrighty, let's see what this is like. Oh, look at that. Yum. Beautiful looking chocolate ice cream. There you go. 3 ingredient chocolate ice cream. Well, I hope you like this. Now all you're going to need for this is some mini marshmallows. So get about a cup's worth of that. Then make some popcorn. I just bought one you put in the microwave and it just pops. Makes it a lot easier. Get anywhere from 1 to 4 cups. Just depends on how much you want. If you want half and half, 1 cup of this, 1 cup of marshmallows. But I like to have a little bit more of this. Then get 400 grams of dark chocolate or milk chocolate, whichever you prefer. Break it up, put it in a microwave safe bowl. Put this in the microwave for about 35 to 40 seconds, give it a stir, then put it in for another 25 seconds, give it a stir, and repeat that over and over until this is melted. Alright, that is ready. Now get a cupcake or muffin tin, put some papers in, and this is where you get these two, and combine them. Just put however much you want in each one, and just mix it up. Now you can also add peanuts to this if you wish, but I prefer to leave them out. Awesome. Now just get the melted chocolate, pour that over the top. Now just pop these in the fridge for about 30 minutes and then start eating like there's no tomorrow. There you go. Beautiful, ready to eat. Oh yeah. Well, I hope you like these. Get a hand mixer or a stand mixer, put in 3 egg whites. Now we want to beat the egg whites until stiff peaks form. Now add 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Now beat this until the sugar has dissolved, and that could take 10 minutes, it could take 8 minutes. And that is a beautiful, beautiful meringue mixture. Now add 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder that you've sifted first. Now just mix this in so it's well combined. Now get a baking tray, something like this, or you can use parchment paper or whatever, just something that's non-stick. If it's not, give it a little spray with oil or put some butter just to grease it. I'll get some of the meringue mixture. How much is entirely up to you. It can be about a tablespoon. Now have your oven preheated to about 130 degrees Celsius if it's fan force, which is about 250-260 degrees Fahrenheit, or 150 Celsius if it's not fan forced, which is about 300 Fahrenheit. Once it's heated, pop this in there. It should take about 12 to 15 minutes, so they'll be ready when they're just firm. These are going to be so good. Now turn the oven off and leave the door ajar, and just leave them in there for about a further 5 minutes. Once they're done, you can just place them on whatever. Let them cool and then eat. Well, I hope you like these. Get a mixing bowl and throw in 1 cup of smooth peanut butter. Then add 1 cup of rolled oats. Now combine this. It might be easier to use your hands, but whatever's good. Now get this mixture, roll them into, small balls, and then roll them in cocoa, chocolate cocoa. There you go. Lovely. Now just put that on a plate or on a rack. Just pop these in the fridge for about 15 minutes and you can start eating like there's no tomorrow. Well, I hope you like these. Get a large microwave safe bowl. Chuck in 450 grams of dark chocolate. Now just pop this in the microwave. 30 seconds, give it a stir. Another 30 seconds, give it a stir. As you can see, beautiful. Now add about a teaspoon of peppermint extract and a can of sweetened condensed milk. Just mix it through. Now just get something like a baking tin or a baking tray, grease it, and put your fudge in. Now all you need to do is pop this in the fridge, let it set. Won't take very long, half an hour to an hour. Cut it into pieces and eat. Hope you like this. Now get a food processor or a very powerful blender. This one will work, Blendtec. Put in 1 cup of desiccated coconut and 1 cup of cashews. Then add 2 tablespoons of honey. I'm using raw honey because it's far better for you. You can use any honey you have. Now just turn your food processor or blender on high and blend until it's all crumbly, sticky. Now just get a baking tray, roll the mixture into round balls, or you can just have them like a cookie, but still roll them into round balls and then flatten them a little bit. Now just pop these in the oven. Have your oven on at about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 175 degrees Celsius. Should take between 8 and 12 minutes. Now just leave these to cool on here for about 15-20 minutes. Transfer to a plate, then transfer to your mouth, then to your stomach, and enjoy. Well, I hope you like these. Get a mixing bowl, put in 2 cups of coconut milk. And put in anywhere from 3 to 6 tablespoons of honey. Now I'm using raw honey, and I'm putting in about 4 tablespoons. So 4 tablespoons is 60 mils, which is 1/4 of a cup. Then add 3 tablespoons of desiccated coconut. You could use shredded coconut, you could use moist coconut flakes, it's all good. Now just stir it so it's nice and combined. Now for this I'm using a Zoku. This is just a device that you put in the freezer for 24 hours and then you put everything in there, and in about 7 to 9 minutes they're set. If you don't have a Zoku, don't plan to buy one, just use some sort of mold for ice cream and popsicles and pop them in the freezer, and however long it takes to freeze is however long it takes to freeze. Now just pour the mixture in. Put these guys in. You can put those in first if you want, it doesn't really matter so much. And then these just click into place. This is the best little thing ever. So good, so handy. Now we just wait, like I said, about 7 to 9 minutes, and that will be ready. Well, I hope you like this. Oh yeah. Get a large mixing bowl and throw in about 550 grams of white chocolate. Then add a can of sweetened condensed milk. That would be about 395 mils. Pop this in the microwave on high for about 30 to 40 seconds, give it a stir, and repeat that on 30-second bursts. Keep stirring until it's melted and combined really well. Now while that's in the microwave, get a packet of Oreos, put them in a sealable plastic bag, and just beat them into submission. Now when this is done, get the Oreos. You can break them up into tiny pieces or chunks. I like to have good sized chunks like this in them. And then mix this together. Get a baking tin or something that you're going to put the mixture in. Grease it or use some baking or parchment paper and put the mixture on it. Now just flatten it out as best you can, because it's going to be quite thick, so you're going to have to move it around, spread it out. Now if you want the fudge to have a yellow colour just with little bits of Oreos in it, just crush up maybe 3 or 4 Oreos, but I like to use the whole packet. Now just chuck this in the fridge for a couple of hours or so to set, or you can just put it in overnight if you want. Alrighty, once that's set, as you can see, take it out of whatever you put it in and cut it into the desired pieces. All you have to do is put this in an airtight container and it'll last a couple of weeks or so. Well, I hope you like this. Right, get a mixing bowl, chuck in 2 really big bananas or 3 small to medium bananas. Now you want these to be very ripe, and we want to mush them up just so they're nicely mashed, preferably by a monster, so it would be the monster mash. Now add 4 eggs, now mix these through until they're well combined. Now get a baking tray, lightly grease it. Now what I like to do is, and you can do this with any fruit, get some blueberries, You could put raspberries, whatever. Put them in each of here. So this is going to be the base. Now preheat your oven to 190 degrees Celsius or about 380 degrees Fahrenheit. Just pour that in. This usually doesn't make 12, I just filled them all just in case, but it usually makes 10. Now pop these in the oven for probably take about 12 to 15 minutes. Yummy, lovely ladders. Now just leave this here to cool a little bit, doesn't have to cool heaps, you can have it really warm, just give it 5 or 10 minutes, or give it 15 or 20 if you don't want it to be too hot, but if you want to burn yourself, go for it. Some people find that fun. Well, I hope you like this. Oh yeah. For this you're going to need to use either a blender or a food processor. Put in 1 cup of pitted dates, 1 cup of mixed dried fruit, so like sultanas, raisins, whatever, and 1 cup of nuts. Now just blend this or pulse it until it's mixed together. Alright, get some cling wrap, plastic wrap, dump that on it. You can either use your hands or rolling pin or something. Just squash it down so it's about 1 centimetre thick, somewhere around there. I mean, it's really up to you how thick you want the bars to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this now in some cling wrap, saran wrap, whatever it's called in your country. And we're just going to put this in the fridge to chill. About an hour or so should be plenty of time. That should be ready. Yum. Lovely. Now just cut it into pieces and eat. This is so yummy, so healthy. Oh. Yummy. Well, I hope you like these. Get a bowl, put in 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. 1 can should be about 395 grams. And then add the juice of 2 squeezed lemons. Now we just want to whip this for about 3 minutes until it thickens. Now get some tart shells and spoon the mixture in to whatever height you wish. Grate some of the zest and just sprinkle that over it, however you want. Put on heaps, just a little, spread it all over it, just put it in the center, it's up to you. Now just pop this in the fridge until you're ready to eat it. Give it a couple of hours to set. Well, I hope you like these. Whoa, really quick and easy, and they're so yummy. Now for these, just boil some water and chuck in a cup of macaroni. Now just cook this according to the packet. Usually takes about 7 or 8 minutes, I think. Alright, while the macaroni is cooking, get 2 cups of milk, and we just want to heat this. Now that it's nice and warm, add 1 cup of cheese. I'm using cheddar, and stir this through until it melts and becomes one with the milk. So we've got a lovely cheesy sauce. Yummy. Now, once you've strained the pasta, just pour that right over the top. Just mix it through. Just let it sit for a while, a few minutes, and then we'll serve. Oh, yummy! Well, I hope you like this. Get a large saucepan, turn your heat on to medium, and throw in 50 grams of butter. So just melt this now. Now that the butter is melted, add 200 grams of pink and white marshmallow or marshmallow puffs. Now just constantly stir this until it's melted and nice and creamy, smoothie yumness. Now add 4 cups of rice bubbles or Rice Krispies. Now get a little cake or muffin tin, some of these in, and spoon the mixture into each one. Now just let these set at room temperature for about 30 minutes, or you can pop them in the fridge for about 10 minutes and then start eating. Well, hope you like this. Preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius if it's fan forced, if not 160. Now 180 is going to be about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Put in 1 cup of self-raising flour into a bowl and 1/3 of a cup of sugar. Mix this. Just make a little well in the middle. Get 1 cup of thickened cream and pour that straight in. Now mix this in slowly, just fold it in. So you want to get a spatula or something like that. And just fold it in like this. Once it's just combined, then you want to put it into little mini muffin trays. Now get your mini muffin baking tray. If it's non-stick, you're set to go. If it's not, just spray with a little bit of oil or get some butter, just something so it won't stick. Just get a spoon, little spoon, and pour that in. Yummy. Now pop these in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. That should do it. Just check after 10. You might need 15 minutes, just depends on your oven, your fan, if you have a fan, and what level tray you have it on. Just leave these to cool for about 10 minutes, take them out, and eat until the end of time. Well, hope you like these. Now for this, get a mixing bowl, put in about 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 cups of Nutella. Then add 1/2 cup of self-raising flour and 2 eggs. And just mix it together. You can use a wooden spoon or mixer on low. I like to use this. Now just get a baking tray, non-stick, grease it if you wish, not a large one, and put the mixture in. Now just smooth it out. Now just pop this in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius, which is about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now just leave this to cool for about 20 to 30 minutes, then cut it into pieces and eat like you're a vacuum cleaner. Yummy! Now just cut it into pieces, or you can have it as one giant piece. Yum yum. Well, I hope you like these. Alright, get a mixing bowl. You can mix this by hand if you wish. I just like using a mixer because it's fun. Now get Nutella. About a cup or so. A bit over a cup maybe. So one of these. Around the whole thing of this is what you'd use. That's about 400 grams. Then add 1 egg. And 1 cup of plain flour, also called all-purpose flour. Just mix this until it's well combined. Now get a baking tray, baking paper, parchment paper, something like this. Just roll it into a ball about anywhere from 1 to 2 tablespoons. These are seriously yummy. I mean, 3 ingredients, it doesn't get much easier, and it doesn't get much yummier. Now you can just flatten them down with your hand, with a fork, whatever. Now I just pop these in the oven at about 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 to 12 minutes. Now just leave to cool for about 5 or 10 minutes and then transfer to a wire rack or a plate and eat whenever. Eat when they're still hot. If you're into that sort of pain, go for it. Well, I hope you like these. Get a mixing bowl, put in 280 grams of Nutella. It's about 1 cup. Then put in 2 eggs. Then add about 60 grams, which is just over half a cup of self-raising flour. And just mix this in together. Now get a mini muffin tray. You can use those if you want, or just put it straight in. If you put it straight in, grease it, unless you've got a non-stick, then you're probably good to go. Just put it straight in. Now pop these in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 180 degrees Celsius, for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now just leave these on the counter for about 10 minutes or so just to cool a little bit, then start eating forever. Well, I hope you like these. Now for this, get a food processor. If you don't have one, you can just get a Ziploc bag, throw your Oreos in it and bash them until they are crumbs. Now for this, put in between 6 and 12, depending on how Oreo-y you want this to be. Now you want to crush them, you can have it so it's just fine powdery or just crumbs with a bit of chunks. Depends on the consistency that you want this in your ice cream. Now let's just have a look. Yeah, that looks like the consistency I want. Get a large mixing bowl, put in 600 mils of thickened cream. You can also use pure cream, or they'll have different names in different countries. Stuff that's also called whipping cream, stuff that you can whip. Now just whip this until it is whipped. Now all you do is add 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. It's about 395 grams. Just put all that in. And then get your Oreos. You can add them all, or just add some of them at a time until you get the consistency that you want in there. Now just fold all this through. Now just get a container that you can put in the fridge that has a lid. Pour the mixture in. Now you just leave it for 4 to 6 hours, should be enough, but just to be safe, just put it in and leave it overnight. Well, I hope you like this. Get a mixing bowl, get some peanut butter. I use smooth. Use a whole jar. Now the jar I'm using is 500 grams. And get half a cup of flour. I'm using self-raising flour. You can use plain flour. I just like what self-raising flour does to this. And 2 eggs. And now just mix this together. Come on, mix this together. Get a baking tin, baking tray, cake tin, something with a push-up base I find is good. Grease it, chuck it all in, and just spread it out and flatten it down. Now preheat your oven to about 180 degrees or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Bake it for probably around 20 minutes, and that should be enough. Alright, that's done. Now just leave it there to cool for about 20 to 30 minutes before you take it out, and then cut it into whatever pieces you wish. Frankenstein pieces, stars, baby monkeys, or just your normal squares. Well, I hope you like these. Get a large mixing bowl, use a stand mixer or hand mixer. So the 4 eggs we want to beat on high for about 5 minutes until the volume of this probably close to triples. You want it to be creamy, light and fluffy looking. Now you want to put in 1 cup of sugar now, and then beat this again for about another 60 seconds. Now I've changed the mixer because this will work better than what I put in originally when the sugar goes in, or you can use this right from the beginning, or like I said, even a hand mixer is fine. So put that sugar in and mix that in. Now get 150 grams, just over 5 ounces that'll be, of smooth peanut butter. Now just get about 1/3 of it. Put that in there and just mix this on low until it's fully mixed and integrated. Then put another 1/3 in, do the same, repeat until it's all gone. So now fold that in either by hand, or if you've got a stand mixer like this with a folding setting, change it to this and fold it in. Now get a push-up tin that's about 6 inches, grease it and put the mixture in. Now don't worry if the peanut butter isn't completely combined. I like it so there's little bits of chunks here and there because it just adds to the experience. Now preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Put this in when it's heated, Just bake it for about 20 to 25 minutes and it should be done. Well, I hope you like this. Right, now this is really easy. Just get 1 cup of peanut butter. I'm using smooth. You can use crunchy peanut butter if you wish. Then add 1 cup of sugar. And then add 1 egg. Just mix this until it's well combined. Lovely. Get the mixture, roll it into a ball, about a tablespoon. Now just get a fork and flatten them down. Now just pop these in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius, which is about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 15 minutes. Now just leave them to cool for about 5 to 10 minutes and then transfer them to a wire rack or a plate to let them cool for a further 30 to 40 minutes. Now you can either eat those like this, which I have to say is really yummy, or you can give them each a center. So if you want to have a center, what I like to do is get some Nutella and just put a dollop in the center, about a teaspoon or so, and then just put that down on top of it. Yum. Well, I hope you like these. Get a microwave safe bowl and throw in about 120 grams of white chocolate. Then add half a cup of smooth or creamy peanut butter. Now just pop that in the microwave on high for 30 seconds. Then give it a stir. Then turn it on for 20 seconds and give it a stir, and just repeat that until it's smooth. Alright, that's ready, nice and smooth. Now just put this aside and let it cool just a little bit while we do the next part. Get another microwave safe bowl and throw in 350 grams of chocolate. You can use milk chocolate, dark chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate. I'm using half dark, half milk. Pop that in the microwave for 30 seconds, give it a stir, repeat for 30 seconds, give it a stir, and keep doing that until it's melted, but do not burn it. Get a mini muffin pan with little mini doobie whackers here, or you can use a larger one if you want. I like to use little ones like this. And get the melted chocolate and just pour some of it in. So we're basically putting the base in. Once you've done that, add the filling to it. Yummy! Just pop these in the freezer for about 5 minutes or so, just so this starts to slightly harden, just a little bit, and then we'll put the layer of chocolate on top. Now that this is setting, it's not, as you can see, it's not hard, but it's starting to get firm. Get the chocolate and pour it straight over the top, as high as you wish. Now just pop these in the freezer for about 10 minutes or so, and we're done, and then you can eat until the end of time and beyond. Well, I hope you like these. Now use your blender for this. If you've got a powerful one, that would be better. And get about 5 to 6 cups of frozen pineapple. I cut mine into chunks and froze it overnight. Then add 3/4 of a cup of almond milk. Then add about 1 tablespoon of honey. Now put your lid on and blend this on high pulse for a while, and then have it on high, so we want this to be really whipped. There you go. Nicely whipped, healthy, so yummy. Now just serve it up in whatever you want. Bowl. I like to have it in a martini glass. Oh, look at that. Well, I hope you like this. For this, you're going to need a blender or a food processor. You can use a fork for this if you don't have either. Get about 1 punnet or 250 grams of strawberries. Just cut the tops off so we don't get the leaves. Now you can either puree this so it's nice and smooth, or just do it until it's just sort of roughly pureed and still got lumps. Now just pour that straight into either a bowl or some little jug or something. So it'll be fairly pureed but also have some chunks in it. Now for this, add 1/3 cup of chia seeds. I use black chia seeds. Very, very healthy. And 1/4 cup of pure maple syrup or maple syrup. Now just mix this through. Now don't worry if it seems really runny, because the chia seeds will absorb some of this and the whole mixture will thicken. Just get a jar or something to store it in and pour it straight in. All you've got to do now is put this in the fridge to refrigerate for 1 to 2 hours before it's ready to use. This is so good, and use it as you normally would on things like toast and scones, or scones as it's also pronounced. Oh yeah. Well, I hope you like this. Get a medium bowl and put in 2 cups of pouring custard. Add 2 tablespoons of MILO. Now you can use cocoa, dark drinking chocolate, regular drinking chocolate, Ovaltine, whatever you like. Now just mix this together so it's well combined. Now just set that aside and we'll get on to the next part. Now I'll get a bowl or a plate, put in 4 large strawberries, and we just want to mash these up. Alright, that's ready. Now you can puree this if you want, so it's really smooth, but I like it to still have some chunks in it because I think that adds to the experience. Now get your mixture, put your strawberries straight in it, and we want to mix this in. Now just pour into whatever you're going to serve it in. Now you can garnish with some strawberry if you want to just cut some up. Well, I hope you like this. This is so good. For this you just need a food processor, 200 grams of Tim Tams. You can use any type. I'm using double choc. Just chuck them in a food processor. They look like this. Oh yeah. Process until fine crumbs are thus. Now I get 250 grams of cream cheese. It needs to be at room temperature so it's nice and soft. Chuck it in there. We now want to process this until it's mixed in, but don't over process. Easy peasy. Look at that. Beautiful. So we just take it out of here, chuck it in a bowl, put it in the fridge for about half an hour just to let it settle a little bit before we roll it into balls. You can eat it then like that, so it's just 2 ingredients, or you can roll it in desiccated coconut. Oh yeah. Now all we need to do is get the mixture, roll them into balls, because they'll be set now, so they'll roll quite well. Dip them in the coconut. And they're ready to eat straight away, or you can put them back in the fridge so they're a little harder. Well, I hope you like these. I get 1 cup of crushed up walnuts. You can buy it like this or just put it in a food processor or put it in a Ziploc bag and beat the living crap out of it. Then get 3 eggs, separate them, just put the yolks in here. Then add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. You can also use golden syrup, agave, honey even. Now mix this together. Now in a separate mixing bowl, get the egg whites from the 3 eggs and beat into soft peaks. Excellent. Now add the egg whites straight to there, and now just fold this through. Get a baking tray or something. Just spoon the mixture on. Now just bake on 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for 10 to 15 minutes. Check it after 8 to 9 minutes. Now that's ready. Just leave it to cool for about 10 minutes and then eat. This is so yummy. Well, I hope you like these. Get 1 can of caramel. The one I'm using is called Top and Fill. It's about 380 grams. Put it in your mixer. Then add 600 mils, which is 1 pint of thickened cream. Yummy, lovely, ebagum. Just beat this on low until it's thick and creamy. Now get a cake tin, preferably one with a push-up base. This is only a 7-incher. You can use an 8 or a 9, depending on how high you want the cake. Just pour it in. Now just pop this in the freezer for 4 to 6 hours and that should be done. Alright, that's ready. Now if you can eat it as is like that, and that's just 2 ingredients. Unbelievably simple. Or you can get some Maltesers and put that over the top of it or around the edges or wherever, just for fun. Well, I hope you like this. Get a frying pan and turn the heat on to medium high. Chuck in 2 tablespoons of butter. Once it's melted, put in a can of sweetened condensed milk. Now just give this a stir. Now add 3 egg yolks Now stir this through. Now we want to stir this until it gets nice and thick. Now once this is nicely combined, turn the heat down to low. Now as you can see, it's nice and thick. It's starting to get there. It's not quite there yet. Now turn the heat off. We'll get on to the next part. Now just get a baking tray, baking tin, whatever. I'm just using a big cake tin, and it should just slide straight in because it's at that stage that we want it to be, sort of gelatinous a little bit. So just smooth it out a little bit. Now just leave this here to cool enough so you can pick it up and roll it into balls. Now just get the mixture, roll it into balls, and you can just pop it in the fridge for 20 minutes or just eat now. Well, I hope you like these. Now get some sour cream, a couple of tablespoons worth, and about 2 to 3 tablespoons of chives. I've just grabbed some from my garden so they're nice and fresh, and just mix them together. Get a plate, just get sour cream and chives mixture and spread it all over the plate. Now get a potato. Now you can peel the potato, or you can just leave it on and peel it that way. I like to leave it on, and that's all you have to do is peel it like that. Peel as much as you want. You get the pieces you've cut up, place them like that. It's essentially like we're just marinating these in that, and then you put a little layer on top. Now just leave it here for as long as you want. Usually 30 minutes to an hour is long enough for the flavour to seep in and just be awesome. Right, now that that's been sitting there, you can either leave this like that and put this straight in the microwave, turn the microwave on for 90 seconds on high, then flip them all over, put it back in for another 90 seconds on high, or you can take all of these off on a fresh plate and just give the plate a light spray with oil, and just do that for the same time, 90 seconds each side on high. Alrighty then, now leave these here for about 3 to 5 minutes to cool, and they will crisp up, and then eat, and make as many batches as you want. Well, I hope you like these.
Simple cooking, simple cooking.